about?
Sure.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys. So just in case y'all don't know, we are going live with LaTruth's Tell All on Unwind with Tasha K, our YouTube channel, as well as our Bigo Live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? The link is already up. The chat is already up. So once we're done with this live here, you guys can head on over to YouTube or you can head on over to Bigo Live, okay? So I'm not in my normal background. I am sitting in the airport in New York City. It is cold as hell, okay? I've had to apply chapstick about 30 times because it's so damn cold, okay? I got on layers beyond layers, and I cannot wait to get back to South Florida. This is fucking crazy. This is crazy. So,
hey, my background ain't like it usually be neither, so.
It's all good. Let me know when you're ready.
All right,
Because I need to talk to you about something. It was something that the winos brought to my attention. So we're going to put it all on the table right now before the interview starts. Okay?
Let's get to it.
Okay. No, guys, listen, if you're not on Bigo, it's going to be on YouTube. Okay? So, it starts. Okay? So, listen. Right after we're done with this, you guys can head on over to YouTube or to Bigo, whichever one you prefer, and watch the live stream, okay? And you guys can comment. The chat box is already up. The live has been up for about 4 hours today, okay? So just know he's getting home. I apologize for the delay. Give us a second, okay? And we're gonna get into some shit. I ain't got no wine, okay? But we're gonna get into some shit. How's the weather at ATL, LaTruth?
Raining.
It's raining? Is it cold?
Yeah. It ain't that cold, though.
It's not that cold?
Nah, Atlanta is not that bad for
Okay.
being cold and all that.
Okay, all right. Let me know when you're ready. I don't want these dear people waiting for too long. I'm going to spend about maybe 30, 45 minutes with you.
Hey, man, y'all stick around, man. Let's go. We got to get to it, man. It's a lot going on right now.
It's a lot going on. So you got a restraining order on you.
Yeah.
So how did your wife manage to take out a restraining order on you? What evidence did she submit to the judge to take out a restraining order on you, sir?
She has no evidence. It's just the same lies that she's already put on social media.
So is this a temporary restraining order?
I have one on her too.
So y'all got a restraining order on each other. Y'all got kids.
Yeah.
So how y'all gonna see the kids?
She initiated this, man. She went and put one on me. You know, my little girl lives with her, so you know how that goes. She's trying to prevent me from seeing my child now. I don't want to be with her.
Now, do you plan on being in the other kid's life, even though you guys are separated?
She said she didn't want me to be in the other kid's life. You know, they're not my biological children, so I can't push the button on that. But mine, I got to.
I mean, do you miss them?
I do.
Okay, all right. So what did she tell the judge in order to get a restraining order put on you?
Basically, her finger was broken by a toe. Same thing that she put on social media. Everything she said on social media. But she did she put more lies on there saying that I said I was gonna kill her, kill the kids, and kill myself.
Okay, so in Georgia, well, any state, they do what they call a temporary restraining order, which means they put it in place until you guys have a court hearing.
Right. It's temporary.
Okay. All right. So you get a chance to fight that. Now, has she filed for divorce?
No.
Okay. I thought I saw somewhere where she did file for divorce right after she, I guess, issued an apology to you telling you that she would always love you.
No, she hasn't filed for divorce. I've been trying to get us to do it where we could both go in there and do uncontested, but she don't want a divorce, so I'm filing for divorce.
So you're really going to file for divorce?
Yes.
When are you going
to? She's not going to do it, so.
When are you going to do that?
I'm scheduled to do it right here in a couple of days.
So you have a lawyer and everything?
Yes.
And you sure? I mean, y'all don't want to separate for at least a year before y'all start talking divorces?
Do that with false police reports saying I got a gun, and I could have died behind that. I can't play with that type shit.
Okay.
Scary. And everything going on even afterwards. It's too scary.
Okay. What else has transpired since the interview that they're going to watch in about 1 hour on the channel? What has transpired between you sitting down doing your interview with me till now, besides the restraining order and the upcoming divorce?
Other than a phone call, you know, she called my brother and expressed how much she still wanted to be married to me. And I said, I don't want to make it work. And that's when the restraining order got filed, and everything else that's moving forward is because I don't want to make it work no more.
But don't you think you need some time? I mean, right now you're emotional. Nobody should ever file for divorce when they're angry because you're not clear-headed.
Don't need time. Like, a lot of the things that's going on right now has happened before. Like the same fake phone calls, the same fake ass phone calls to the police has happened before. It's just never been an arrest because I've never done anything. Like, the cops know when they get there, when somebody's mad over cell phones and text messages, they already know what's going on, you know? So this ain't something that's gonna stop. I don't see it ever stopping, because with me being a musician and my career and having to work with the opposite sex, it's gonna always be the same. It's been the same. Every time I work with a female, it's a problem.
I do want to talk to you about that because, you know, the day I did the interview, of course, I had already seen the video that you put out of your wife exaggerating what was going on in the house, okay? And then she's since come forward to say that she didn't mean to say that you were physically abusive. She meant to say mentally and emotionally abusive.
That mentally and verbally and all that different stuff, emotionally and all that goes both ways, you know?
You said it goes both ways. Like, how so?
It goes both ways. Like, you can, like, verbal abuse obviously goes both ways. She cusses me out, calls me a bitch and all this all the time, and then press records on the phone once I get angry, and that's just what it is.
Okay. Let me because I had some time to, like, kind of, you know, because a lot of times, you know, social media can kind of trigger a lot of things and make things bigger than what they are. And after our interview and after I premiered it on TashaKLive.com, which is our private site, so our viewers get first dibs, and it's kind of like a focus group over there. So, like, I'll give you an example. Like, we premiered an interview with this young lady, and, you know, she doesn't have a big following like you or I, you know, like we do. And so I'm like, you sure you want this to go out? Because they're dragging you. If I put this on my main platform, they're going to drag you, right? And so it kind of gives feedback so that I don't put people's mental health at risk more than what it is, right? So in your case, I happened to look at the comments, and I went and rewatched the interview, and I got to tell you, like, a lot of times I don't pay attention to comments outside of my private site, because my private site these are like diehard fans. They've been with me since the beginning. They know me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they can come to me like in love and say, Tasha, we see where you messed up. And I have to agree. Did you happen to look at some of the comments that they said under the video? Did you watch it? You haven't watched the interview yet?
What was it planning to?
Basically, one, that I was biased, and two, that I did not see how you could be emotionally or even mentally abusive to your wife. And I had to take a step back. Now, listen, I'm not accusing you of anything, because I'm not in the room with y'all. I'm not in the marriage with y'all, right?
Right, correct.
But in my short interaction with you, I got to tell you, if I were married to you, and I mean this from the best place of me, okay? I'm not here to drag you. I'm not here to make you feel worse than what you already going through. Me and you really talked about some things mentally and spiritually that you've gone through over the past year. But going back to look at your brand and how you've built it, and then I look at the brand that she built after she met you, and I look at how you interact as a creator, it's kind of, I have to say this, I don't think, in my personal opinion, being around you for the short period of time that I've seen you and watching how you navigate on social media, I can kind of understand where she says that maybe she's a little mentally and emotionally abused. Not in a way where you're like, well, no one should be calling nobody names. First of all, if y'all feel like y'all got to call each other names, y'all need to go stay somewhere else until y'all calm down, right? Because that's just unacceptable. Okay, you shouldn't be calling her names, and she shouldn't be calling you names. However, if I were in her position, I'm a wife. You have to understand that. I'm a mother. If I were with you and I had to, because your attention is so full, like even my assistant and I talked about it, my husband and I talked about it. Your attention is so dead focused on your career and everything that you got going on. I can see how she felt mentally and emotionally abused, which means neglected. And listen, I mean this from the best place of me. I'm not here to drag you or to make you
it's nothing
look bad.
Nowhere near close to that though. Like being an entertainer, I basically ended up, once me and her I had 6 million followers when we met. She had 1,000. She wasn't into the social media life like that at all. So I built her a platform to where she could make her own money, because I seen coming into it, she didn't trust me because of that. So it was like she ain't had nothing to do. So I wanted to make sure she had something to do in a way to make money and all of that. But I turned into a stay-at-home dad. Like I stayed home with the kids and cooked, cleaned. I did everything, like, and as trying to be an entertainer. So it's like the commenters is what made her feel how she felt. Never because of me. She read the comments. The women around the world who don't know what entertainment is commenting daily saying, "Oh, your husband is disrespecting you. Oh, he's posting a woman dancing to his music." I wouldn't allow that. I would divorce my husband for doing that, not realizing that the music, the videos I'm posting are women dancing to my music. She's cool with it, but if she hears people on the outside talk about it, that's when she starts feeling a certain type of way.
Well, how would you feel if she were to be an entertainer and she would have attractive men around her, I guess modeling her, or promoting her books, and she's around them, or going to do shows where there's attractive men, or necessarily men that have more money and status than you? How would that make you feel?
Me personally, if I meet her and that's what she's doing, I'm not going to feel no way, because I already know that comes with it. That's just...
Okay. So you're saying if you meet her, but she can't evolve into that now. So like if she wanted to, let's just say, do a book signing, because she's writing a book on self-help, right? I'm just saying hypothetically, right? And, she want to use male models, or she wants to collaborate with another creator that has a little bit more clout than you. She can't do that, and he happens to be more attractive. He may be single. She can't do that because she didn't come into the marriage doing that, or into the relationship doing that?
It could, because I'm not the type of person that's gonna stand in the way of somebody making their money. Like, I trust, like, relationships, it has to be trust. Now, if I don't trust her, then I probably would feel that way. But I do trust her.
Okay. So you have to understand, like you said something during our interview too, that they're gonna watch here in about 1 hour. How can I put this? You said during the interview, you said, "This is the first woman that I've ever given this type of attention to."
Right.
And you also said, so it's kind of like she ought to be thankful for that. Like, as if it's like, it's a privilege to her that you chose her, and that's who you chose to settle down with, because you've never done what you've done with her with any other woman.
Never did that for no woman in my life. Like I said, I took care of her, took care of the kids. I've been loyal to her.
But do you know how but do you know how when you say that translates? One, it says that you do have unhealthy relationships when it comes to women. It ain't got nothing to do with your mama. Okay, I don't even like her talk about your mama, because your mama's not here to defend herself, right? That's besides the point.
I've only had,
if that's how she wants, right? So that, right? So you had 2 relationships. So that means that I'm a wife. I've been in several relationships before I was married. I've been married 17 years, and if my husband told me that I ought to be lucky, right, or blessed to have him because he has never done this for any other woman, to me, I would be like, well, is this your best? Because if you haven't truly loved over and over again, where it's trial and error, how do you know that what you've given her is your absolute best if you don't have enough experience in it? We only get experience from trial and error in relationships. And so when you said that, I had to go back and watch the interview, and I had a very deep conversation with my husband. And I was just like, if for a person to say that, it's borderline. I'm not calling you a narcissist or whatever. I think when people are public figures, a lot of times the vainness, the pretentiousness, the narcissism does come into it, because a lot of times you have to be self-absorbed. You have to not reflect self-doubt. You have to, you know, be your biggest fan and stuff like that. And you got to kind of brush off self-doubt. So yes, it can come across as narcissism to a lot of people, but if you don't know how to turn that off and dialogue with people on a real life level, and you intertwine your creatorship with being in a relationship, like that could be taken as borderline narcissism. So like if I were her as a woman, I would feel very like, well, I'm supposed to be privileged that this is how you're treating me, but I'm telling you as a woman that's in a relationship with you, and there's no other women that can really speak on it except for your baby mama, that I don't think that this is the best, and I don't think that this is what I deserve. I think I deserve better. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like this is me coming from the best place in me. I'm not trying to, but it's like we get better as human beings by trial and error. You've only had 2 relationships.
What do women want though? Like what would be the typical great guy for a woman?
But see, that's general. You can't generalize every woman, because every woman is different, right? Mm-hmm. Every woman is different. Just like when you wrote your book on like how to be consistently good in bed. Right. I've been with men that are phenomenal in bed, but emotional, they are assholes. And it's like, I would rather be with somebody that is emotionally stable than have me out here sex crazed and going crazy. You see what I'm saying? So I pick my lesser evils, right? I can make myself come, and I could teach a man how to make me come, right? Mm-hmm. Because I know my body. But for a woman like Briana, that's your wife, not only does she have to compete with other women that are literally throwing themselves at you, but then you tell her she ought to be thankful for being with you because you chose her.
I never told her that though.
But you said it in the interview though. I don't know if you told her that, but you said that in the interview.
I worded it like that in the interview?
You worded it like that. Like, and I had to go back and watch that shit. And I was like, why are my viewers dragging me? Because I was so tired. There's no excuse. But I had so many interviews scheduled that day. So I didn't connect with you like I should have connected with you, like on a deeper level, because my thing is I advocate for Black families so hard that I want to see y'all make it through. I don't want to see a lot of this outside social media. You guys put out what you want people to see to determine the trajectory of your relationship. I want you guys to be able to separate real life from creator life. Okay, there's a creatorship and there's a relationship. And your relationship, when the phones turn off, this is when we dialogue. And that's what I said in the interview. You got to protect that, right? You have to, if there's something you got to protect, you have to protect that part, because at the end of the day, this is your family. If something happened to you today, Brianna's the one. If you drop dead today, Brianna's the one that will be proceeding over your funeral. Brianna's the one that will be making any decisions on your behalf at the hospital. That is the woman that will be beside you. That regardless, because she's still legally your wife.
That's the reason I carried myself the way I did, like through all of this bashing that she's been doing, to all these made up stories that she's been making up about me. I still
listen, that's for a whole nother conversation. But if her reality is projected on creatorship with you, meaning she doesn't really have a relationship with you, she has a relationship based on your creatorship, because you constantly remind her that I made you, that you ought to be lucky. She doesn't know how to differentiate when you're being real or when it's just clout.
We do that though. She actually tells people she made me.
Okay, and that right there, and if she said that, like I would have these same words for her. Yeah. Y'all have to, as a family, as a Black family, we see enough Black families destroyed anyway. Okay, where we come from, this does not happen. You want 50, 60, 70 years in a relationship. A lot of times people say they want that, right? I don't want to know what my granddaddy did to my grandmama. All I know is they still together. That's all I know, right? They still together. They damn near brother and sister at this point, right? And when children are involved, right, and your kids are still small, and you're daddy to those kids, whether you accept it or not, you're their father. That you're all they've known.
I've accepted it, and you know, when
right.
She went publicly and lied and said I wasn't a good father, that hurt. I've been a great father. I've been there for them kids every day.
Okay, but this is not being a great father now. And I'm going to put something in you right now that I hope, if you don't take nothing else that I say, that you take this. Black men, listen, first of all, when you go out and you take a wife, okay, I know in the scripture it says when a man findeth a wife, he foundeth a good thing, but that's not for him to hold over her head as if like, you know, you're not going to find another, like another man is not going to find you attractive or do what I've done for you. Now, yes, it makes it hard when a woman has multiple kids because a lot of men don't want to take on that extra responsibility. And it's hard to build relationships when your partner got 4 kids and you got 4 kids. That's 8 kids in the mix. Y'all got to make a lot of money. You can't like spend a lot of time together. But as a black man, like, I don't think y'all understand, like, y'all make or break the family. At the end of the day, if your woman is out here and she's on 1,000 on the internet, you, even right now, have the ability to shut that down by enacting a stable foundation. Whenever the foundation is shook, it's because the king is shook. When things go wrong in my household, it's because my husband hasn't been paying attention, but when he pays attention, shit gets back in order. Because we're emotional creatures.
So you think me getting cancer shook it?
No, that's just a hurdle. There's plenty of families out here getting cancer. I think the fact that you have allowed, and I mean this from every part of me, you have allowed social media to cloud your judgment. Because I'm gonna tell you this. No. Listen, even when my assistant took you out, she was just like, he just wanted pictures and videos the whole time. When I was having a conversation with you, you were like, hey, you listen to my music. You're so hyper focused on being a creator, which is a phenomenal thing. That's how like a lot of the greats work. They're working around the clock. They're hyper focused, using every bone and muscle in their body to create. But you have to know when to turn that shit off.
You do, and I definitely do. But going through cancer, going through my marriage, being called, the police called, I'm thinking of a peaceful place for me, and that's my entertainment.
She probably felt, and on top of that, she probably felt even more neglected because a lot of times, right, people, when you get cancer, you don't know how it's affecting your partner emotionally. Because you're going through your emotional trials. Then you're trying to hang on to what you got going on online so that money will keep coming in. You worried about if you're going to lose your life. And then you don't have it in you to put into her to keep her stable because she's worried about if you're going to die. Then now you ain't dead. So now she want to get away because emotionally she's been wrecked this entire time watching y'all or going through what y'all been going through. So I understand where she's coming from. It doesn't make it right how she's handling it. But
while I was fighting cancer.
But she fought that too. She did. You have, listen, there are caregiver, you can go to Facebook. This is one thing I love about Facebook, right? You can go to Facebook and you can see the caregivers groups for cancer patients. The caregivers go through more, I think sometimes more than the person that has cancer. Not to negate what you're going through, but they go through it as if they have it. And you cannot tell me that this woman wanted you to die, that she didn't want you to fight this.
See it that way though, because like I said, even with the recordings and stuff that's been played, these are recordings that was took from 7-8 months ago, like even before cancer. Like these picking fights with me and then recording stuff, recording it once I get mad. This has been going on for a long time. So
because she wasn't happy. And anytime y'all did have fight, like it's like I listened to those recordings and you didn't exercise self-control either. So when she picking up the phone, recording you and taunting you, you allowed yourself.
That's 30 minutes. That's what I'm saying. What you got to understand is when these recordings are played, it's bitch this, pussy ass nigga this, all of that. And then she press play once I'm angry. When I try to leave, she grabs onto me and prevents me from leaving. And when I do, the police get called if I try to get up out of the house. So it's no other way. So now I got to just sit here and listen to this. Police come. They don't change the outcome, obviously.
You don't engage. You don't engage. When you're, first of all, you're a man, and that is your household, and it's the foundation of your household. And as you want your household ran, it will be ran because there's children in there. So if she want to go out on a tangent, you let her go. You tell her to exit stage left, come back in the house when she gets that shit under control. I've been emotional in my marriage. You understand what I'm saying? And my husband, he's not as emotional. He's very, very structured. He was raised under Islam, hardcore. Went to a madrasa. It's like I could try to bait him or provoke him. He won't move because he understands like his emotions are far greater than mine if he allows his emotions to take over. So if your woman is out of control, give her space. Let her go. Hey, go take a trip. I got the kids. Go do you. Come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give her that space to go calm down. She'll calm down, and she'll eventually come back and be like, damn. Because when you respond with silence, it's the biggest telltale ever. Because if you don't give her what she's looking for.
I actually don't respond with silence. I actually respond in a respectful manner the whole way. I explain the whole scenario, everything. But when I'm responding, light voice, trying to fix the situation, giving her all the game or knowledge she needs in that situation, she proceeds to cuss, bash, and all of that while I'm talking calm.
Well, what if it's not the right time for you to be calm? What if it is the right time? Intuitively, you are a very intuitive person because you're creative.
I try to leave. I try to just go.
But all right, what if it's not for you to leave? What if you just say, baby, listen, take the car. Here's the car. Go get you a hotel room. Get a spa. Come back. Calm down. I got the kids. Because a lot of times, 4 kids, you guys can't.
For the mother, the cops even said that it's better for me to leave. She, like you said, she has 4 children in the house.
It shouldn't even get to that.
That's how it's got to go. She calls the police every time. That's what she do. Listen, that video y'all seen, that's just one. I don't want to post all that. I got so much stuff that if everybody saw it, I'm trying to protect my family. I just want to leave in peace. I don't need the drama. I want her to continue to win. I don't want to take nothing from her. She's trying to tear me down and take everything from me.
I'm going to say this. Listen, y'all can separate. Y'all can separate all you want, okay? Because at the end of the day, the only people that are really going to hurt are the children in this, okay? Because y'all egos are at bay, and you're the man, which means you were given power and dominion to aid your family in which direction they go. And you're very intuitive.
You don't want me to be a father to the kids. The real father is stepping up to do his job, and that's what she wants.
Well, here's the thing, too. And here's another thing. It's like when you deal with people that think they know everything, you're one of those. Not to say it's a bad thing. I'm not calling you dumb. I'm not calling you ignorant. But it's kind of like when you got a parent. Like I'm parenting my daughter, right? Even though I know more than her, and she may have gone out here and done something and got in trouble. Sometimes I gotta pick and choose when it's time for me to preach.
I got some.
Sometimes I just gotta let her just go in her room, and she'll come out later and be like, you know what, Mom, that was real messed up. And she all emotional. As a creative person, because you are very creative, I just feel that you haven't been able to separate your creatorship from your relationships. And as a result, this has affected one of the biggest relationships in your life. And you are going to look back on this and you are going to regret this because this is all ego and pride talking right now.
Got something for you, though.
What's up?
And I preach this a lot. I preach this to everybody. Health over everything else, because without health, there's nothing else. The thing about this health thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can put your family first, which you're supposed to. But without your health, you're gonna die. You ain't gonna have no family. You ain't gonna have no money. You ain't gonna have none of that. This shit is killing me. I'm trying my.
When's the last break you took from social media? When's the last time you took a break from social media?
It's not killing me.
When's the last time you took a break from social media?
I don't know.
That's bad.
Neither one of us.
I took one 4 days ago. I took one for 4 days straight, not on social media.
I've taken breaks. I've taken longer breaks than that before.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, I make sure I get long, heavy breaks in, okay? I delete the app from my phone so that I can focus on reality, okay? Mm-hmm. You having relationships with upwards of 6-7 million people, that's not healthy. That's not healthy for you. That's not healthy for Briana. That's not healthy for your children. And when I go back and watch that interview, I'm telling you, maybe you're going to watch it tonight and you're going to see what I'm talking about. You're very self-absorbed.
I've watched it.
Because you watched it? So you're very self-absorbed because you have to be, because that's how you make your money, being self-absorbed. And it's kind of hard for you to come out of that and love on somebody else because it's always about you and what's happening to you and what has happened to you.
It's not true.
In all due respect, I think it
I
is.
put my wife first. No, I put my wife first in the past years. Trust me. Past 3 or 4 years, it's been all about
Well,
her.
if she's saying you haven't,
That's a lie.
then obviously you. I'm saying emotionally.
She's lying. I've been there. She's not being there for me in no type of situation with. Period. She posted about me during cancer. That was it. She posted about me, posted pictures and videos with me. Those brought her way more traffic, way more views, and all of that. No, I juiced all my fruits and vegetables every day on my own. Cleaned up after myself every day. Went to the gym, worked out every day of the week by myself. No one pushed me through nothing.
So she wasn't cleaning.
No, I did everything on my own.
She wasn't cooking.
No, I did everything.
Then that means your wife is depressed.
And so what? She get to have all these different feelings. What's me? Tell me what's
she me. Because it's called grief. She's grieving.
Before cancer is the same thing.
Even before cancer. So what happened is when you got cancer, it sent her depression into overdrive.
No, before I got cancer,
right?
Whole marriage has been that.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you got, first of all, y'all bonded on trauma. Mm-hmm. We talked about that in the interview. It was a trauma bond. So you were traumatically injured in some way, and so was her. Okay? Both of y'all. So then she was depressed, and then you marry a depressed woman. She already coming in a relationship with kids. Then you got all this social media fame, and she feeling like, I'm inadequate. I got to fight with that. So you bring her in to make her feel as if, she ain't got to worry about nothing.
My fault. The first 6 months, cook, clean, everything that a king desires. First 6 months. We got married in 3 months. Everything stopped after that.
Let me ask you a question.
Do what you need to do to get the marriage a lot of time. A lot of people do whatever they need to do to get the marriage, and then they get comfortable.
Let me ask you this.
Everything I was doing from the beginning all the way out, taking care, providing, being everything, being a protector, everything. I did everything.
Let me ask you this, because I didn't ask you this in the interview, and this is why I got dragged. And that's okay. I love when my viewers keep it 1,000.
Don't worry about dragging.
No, I don't worry about it. But a lot of times, if you got thousands of people telling you the same thing, I had to check myself. I said, what is it that I missed that I didn't see? And I see what it is. You do not admit. Okay, let me ask you this. Instead of accusing you of that, what have you done wrong in this relationship?
I guess not be more understanding towards feelings catered to my job. Because everything that's catered to me right now, any problem that she have with me is social media, it's work. It's nothing outside of work. It's never been a text message from a woman saying nothing about linking up or none of that. Everything is
okay, you just turned that around on her. You said that maybe not catering to her, but it's always got to do with what I'm doing on social media. So basically, you answered that, and then you blamed it on her.
Work. I mean, you should know when you meet somebody who's in the entertainment business that they work. Like, she didn't have a problem with it in the first 6 months. After that, everything became a problem.
Do you critique? Like, I critique myself all the time. Right? I do this exercise with my daughter where every month, every 30 days, we go through and we critique ourselves to make ourselves better, what we need to work on, right? Mm-hmm. And we take constructive criticism from those people that love us. My viewers on my app, TashaKLive.com, they fuck with me. They love me. They're not going to tell me no bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, in that interview, you never once said what you did wrong in the relationship. I'm telling you, you made it seem as if you were a prize to her. She should be lucky. What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said that everywhere I went with my business and career, I FaceTimed her when I had a business meeting. I allowed her to check my phone. Every time she wanted to check my phone, I did. That's why I understood some of the things, some of the problems that I was having. I blame that on me. Most definitely.
So you blaming it on you because you opened up your life to say, here's my phone, here's my location.
She told herself. She said because I did that, I made her dependent on that being like that forever. She told me so.
Listen, there ain't no passcodes in my house. We don't even lock phones. So listen, my phone is open, my phone is open. Right. But you still turned that around on her. What did you do wrong in the relationship aside from showing her where I'm at, giving her too much access to me? What did you do wrong to contribute to the downfall of your relationship? What did you do aside from Briana? Aside from you letting Briana or telling Briana, what did you do?
Only thing I can say is the things that she was upset about. If I go out and work with a content creator or something, she wants to know everybody that's going to be there when I don't know who's going to be there, because the way I do my stuff, it's not, I don't have anything written out who's going to be there. I might make phone calls as I get to the situation, and then people pull up, then we do the skits. Those were the things she told me she had problems with. She needs to know everybody that's going to be there.
Why does she have to tell you? You're not understanding what I'm saying. I critique myself every month, every 30 days. And I do it a lot of times without people having to tell me what I've done wrong, right? I go through and I look at situations that were created out of confusion, because where confusion is, that lacks understanding. So what is it that I'm not understanding about myself that's caused confusion through this situation so that it does not happen again or happens less? What did you do wrong in your relationship? Not to her. What did you do wrong in your relationship?
I can't give you that. I just told you everything she said.
Then you ain't got no business walking your ass down to no motherfucking divorce court. If you can't be man enough to say or go deep inside yourself and say what you did wrong to contribute to the downfall of your relationship. Now that, sir, I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that, respectfully.
I tell you what you can do though, is get her on a live like this and talk like that and see if you get past 2 minutes of the live. Then you'll see who the problem.
But you understand, for me to talk to her, 4 kids, she's emotionally wrecked, she's going through a divorce, the whole internet is dragging her. I'm not going to be able to penetrate. Therapy can only do that. Therapy
way more.
But as a man, I'm talking.
Got 80 female followers. They dragging me way more. These women are not on my side.
So okay. So if you got all your followers who support you, who pay your bills, I had 80
women followers when I met her.
So why don't you take a step back and listen to them? They made you who you are, right?
Did they make me who I am?
Your followers gave you a voice. You had a voice, but they made it bigger, right?
Yeah,
so if your followers are good enough to tell you when you're great, if your
followers before I ever met her, they actually, if I would have listened to them, I wouldn't have had a wife.
If your followers were great enough to tell you how great you were, to share your music, to share your content, why are they not good enough for you to listen to when you're fucking up? Because
they think I abused my wife and I didn't. That's why they on my ass. They think I abused my wife.
Because abuse comes in many forms. And when you're self-absorbed as much as you are, that can come across as abuse.
Tasha, listen to me. She only changed it to the other stuff when she realized she was lying. She only changed it to that because she's doing self-love is the best love. And if she tells the truth completely, she feels like they're gonna stop supporting her. All that other emotional abuse and stuff is not, trust me.
Because you got 2 creators who need heavy therapy, and unfortunately the only people that are affected by this are the children, because they're gonna wake up and they're gonna see mommy and daddy on fucking the internet one day. And I'm telling you, let me tell you how popular y'all are. My fucking auntie, she don't watch nobody. She said, what the fuck is going on with these LATRUTHs? I said, what? Everywhere. You have to understand how deep y'all have penetrated social media, bigger than what these celebrities are. So if your followers are good enough to tell you how great your song, hey mama, how you doing? If your followers are good enough to tell you how great you are as an entertainer, as a creator, why are they not good enough for you to listen to when they tell you that you're fucking up?
They don't do that neither. They actually tell me they don't tell me that in none of those avenues that you're talking about. You know how it is when you get to a certain point when it's just mostly all negative stuff going on.
No, that's not it. I have 80 to 90% all positivity. I do. Yes, you could go to my post. Yes.
That ain't what I get. I haven't. I didn't get that during my cancer battle. It's people saying they want me to die.
Then listen. Then there's something about yourself that you are not seeing that other people are seeing. And listen, if you can't see it, they're going to see it for you. And it's not for you to go off and kill yourself. It's not for you to go off and be depressed or not believing in yourself. It's for you to be better.
They're entitled to it. They do the same thing to Kanye. They did it to everybody.
It's for you to be better.
Do that.
It's for you to be better. It's not for you to take it and be like, damn, this is the type of person that I am. Because every day that we wake up, we get a chance to evolve and change and be better. So if there's something flawed that I need to fix, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I used to be, when I got on this platform, because I came from a very vengeful past, right? I used to be very fucking vengeful. If somebody did some shit to me, I come from a background where we got revenge. That's where I came from.
I don't even
right. Exactly. So here's the thing. So now I'm given a platform and I'm used to fighting. I done got put out of school. Let me tell you one of the worst vengeful things that I did that cost me my damn high school diploma. Well, was this close? Because I did lose it and I had to earn it back. I was always in trouble in high school. I didn't go to class. I came to school. I left. I went to work, or I left and went and hung out, right? But I was always in some bullshit around school because of the crowd that I hung out with, right? I've never been the type to want to click up with people. I've always been very independent. But if I see something and I see people doing fucked up shit, I take it to a whole nother level. Don't treat people like that. What are you doing, right? So then I make other problems my problems, which they ain't got shit to do with me. But why do I feel like I need to make other problems my problems? Because of what's going on at home. I don't get a chance to speak up at home. I'm being abused at home, right? So then I use it as a way to go to school, and I take out all that anger that I have in my household on people at school. So there was 5 girls that jumped me one by one. I kid you not, I whooped all their asses, turned around, the police officer had me on the ground, face down, fucking face scratched up. As soon as he let loose, I turned around, spit on him, and I hit the principal, who was my aunt at the time. This is my own auntie, my principal, Dean Banks, at Rutherford High School in Panama City, Florida. My own auntie took me to the office. I'm like, I got jumped. It was 5 girls that jumped me. Why are you putting me out of school? She didn't bring them into the office. I'm her goddamn niece. She brought me into the office, and you know what she told me? She said, you can't come back here no more. I said, but how the fuck am I getting kicked out of school? And it was 5 girls that jumped on me. Right. You see what I'm saying? That was probably the hardest pill that I had to swallow. So then I leave high school. I have to go to an alternative school. And she told me to my face before I left, she said, you ain't gonna be shit. You ain't gonna be shit. You are not gonna be shit. She said, the way you acting, you done been to juvenile, you done been to life management, you ain't gonna be shit. Right. And I took that like, damn, like, what are you talking about? So I'm at the alternative school, right? They tell me I got 1 year to complete a work program and take a GED, and they will give me a high school diploma in place of my GED, so no one will ever know that I have a GED. But I took a GED test, and they gave me a high school diploma, and I walked a year later. She came to me, and she said, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to see this moment, right? I didn't think I was going to see this moment. I ended up getting a softball scholarship to a college out of Alabama because I could play, I could run, and I could play. So that saved me, and I did some college, right? Then I entered the workforce, and then, of course, that's what led me up to here. But even though I got a second chance, I still brought that vengefulness into my work. So when somebody says something about me online, right, I used to be like, this is when I was reading comments, this is when I was watching other creators. Right. I'm like, I know motherfucking well you ain't said nothing about me. So guess what? That old Tasha, that old, I gotta prove I'm right all the time. Right. Here I am going to the deep end of the motherfucking ocean. And at the end of the day, the person said something to me. And I chose to be triggered. I chose to jump off the deep end of the bridge. But if I'm over the bridge, ain't nobody over the bridge but me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And guess who helped me to realize that? My viewers. My viewers. If they trusted me enough to give me a platform, right? And I know my weaknesses. I know my things that I need to work on. If I kept down that same path, whether I'm 17 years old in high school, whether I'm 35 years old with 1 million followers, right? Plus followers, millions of people watching me, but I still have that Achilles heel that will, no matter how far I try to go in life, it's still going to be a problem because it doesn't matter how much I'm giving. I got something I got to prove. So guess what? I'm going to put everything that I've worked for on the line just to prove something because of my ego. You have to trust your viewers. If your viewers are, if you trust them enough to buy your music and solicit your music and get and follow you and they watch all your videos. I've seen you. You recorded so many videos from the time that you landed in South Florida to the time you left. My assistant said she felt like she worked for you because you had her recording around the clock.
She recorded one video for me.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, one.
Listen.
One video when I was eating.
If she wasn't recording, you was recording.
I was recording myself.
So like exactly. So you didn't even have time to disconnect from the virtual world and work on yourself because you're not taking that time to work on yourself.
So it's work mode. Like it's work mode. Like I obviously don't have my family. Everything that you've seen happen has work mode. Like, don't be 24/7 working.
But listen, you can't die working. You die with you die with family. You die with family.
You can live working whenever it brings you peace and healing. Like I absolutely love what I do as a career. Sitting on my ass is the reason why I about died. Not doing what I know God want me to do is why I about died. Everything I went through is because of that. Like my life, my energy is better. Everything I told you is better. I'm healthy. I'm actually picking up weight in the past 2 months. Like this all was sunken in from stress. Stress kills. You understand me? And like I'm gonna say this to you, I got so much respect for you, being a
I respect you as well.
Being a married woman doing everything you just did on this live right here because that's what we're supposed to do, no matter what. Like when you're supposed to try to protect that, you know, make that couple stay together. Like my surroundings have always been married people. Everybody that's in my corner is married people. That's how I made it 6 years of marriage, having nothing but married people around me. In her corner is single people who's feeding her with a bunch of toxic single BS. That's the reason why the dynamic is totally different too. So for 6 years, I've been busting my ass to make sure the marriage worked. But stress kills. And I'm gonna ask you this: if like I've been around you and your husband, the vibes look very good. Now let's say the same situation. Y'all get in a little argument. He gets frank. I got to put it on him since he's not the one on here. He starts running around screaming like you're doing something to him. He picks up the phone, calls 911, and tell the cops, she's got a gun. She's following me. Everything you've seen in the video. And this is not, like I said, this is not the first time. If this has happened to you a couple of times, are you still trying to make this marriage work? Just keep it a buck with me because I know black men get killed every day for way less. Like
I am not saying that what I have been very vocal about the bullshit that Briana did, and I dragged Briana a lot harder than I dragged you because that was very beneath everybody for her to get filmed lying the way that she lied. I am not saying that what she did was right, but what I'm saying is you want to end this marriage, but in order for you to truly move on, you have to figure out what did you do to contribute to the downfall of your marriage. And that one thing didn't contribute to the downfall of the marriage. And if you don't want to work on yourself, you're going to take this into the next relationship. And guess what? You're going to have that woman all over your social media. And then you're going to have her being attacked.
Listen to me, Tasha. I'm not putting no one. The next woman will not be. That's what I'm saying. I understand every mistake that I've made. Like, and you talking about listen to my followers. If I was the type of person who listened to my followers, my wife would have never been on my platform. She wouldn't have been my wife if I listened to what somebody on the outside can't. I'm not letting nobody else control my life, and neither should you or nobody else. You get one life to live. You are in control of that. So if you do decide to get in, anybody that's listening, you decide to get married or whatever the case may be. If your health is failing, if there's a bunch of stress going on, and you've tried it, at least you gave it a shot. I lost my mother at 5 years. I was 5 years old when I lost my mom. I've never even seen that mother and father dynamic ever. And I was able to keep a marriage together for 6 years. Look at my wife.
That really ain't, but I'm going to be honest with you, True. But truth, I'm gonna be honest with you. 6 years ain't shit. 6 years ain't
But
shit.
look at the lifestyle that she lives. I put her first. Look at the lifestyle that her
money. There
not,
are plenty of men out here with money.
and that's
okay, and that does not mean you put your wife first.
I did. I put myself in the background. I stopped doing everything that I was doing and put her in the forefront. Created content with her. This is not stuff that I wanted to do. So when people start all this controlling narrative she done pitched out to all these women, they believe in this shit. No, I done everything she wanted me to do. I had cancer. I was not that masculine person that I was supposed to be. I went through cancer. Nobody's controlling me no more. That's the bottom line. So it don't matter how everybody else want to paint it or see it. I'm not being controlled no more. That's what you're saying. That's it.
I don't even see it as her controlling you because you chose.
You chose.
No, and that's the thing again. It's like you blaming her because you chose to put her at the forefront. I
want to do that.
But you are like you're saying. I did this for her. Yeah, did you do it for her or did you do it for you?
I obviously did it for her because
I think you did. I think you did it for you.
No, I would have never did that. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I'm telling you. That's what you keep even bringing up. Us as a power family couple. That's the type of content she wanted. She don't want me working with other females, even though that's all I did before I met her. She don't like that. She don't. It's an argument. We're gonna fight 3 days. We're gonna fight 7 to 10 days if I do a video with another female. So I tried to figure out I'm compromising, not her. I'm compromising. Okay, what can we do? All right, let's do this right here. Let's do this skit right here, me and you. Let's do this family content. All right, cool. Boom. I'm gonna go do this content now. Boom. All right, I do this content now. 10 days we argue. Police get called. All right, damn. Let me compromise again. I know this is. I don't know why I'm gonna keep trying this, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Come back again. Try it again. You see what I'm saying? So trust me. I did everything that I did for her. I built the platform. We both, she goes by Miss LATRUTH. My name is LATRUTH. We posting the same identical content. We have women followers that wants to respect the marriage, right? I post the same video as her. I have more followers. She has less followers. Her posts do 10 million views, same content. My post, I might get 1 million views on it. The same content. I want to create different content because I know my page needs something different. In order for them to rock with my content, I need some different content. I can post the same thing that you're posting because they're going to support yours more because you respect to a marriage. And that's the reason why in the entertainment business, they tell you keep your marriage off the internet. You got to look like you single. So I understand the mistakes that I made, and that's just where it is. I make less money now than I made when me and my wife met. I made way more money before we got together. So people don't understand the compromise that I made. I knew this coming in. I seen it. Year after year after year, I'm watching it. Hers going up, mine not. Same content. I'm compromising, trying to make it happen.
Can y'all do this divorce off of the internet? Can you start there?
I didn't even bring it to, I didn't even bring none of this. Like I said, she went live on the lies, said I put my hands on her. Deleted the live. The fans got a hold of it. They posted it. It's viral everywhere. So now we have to address it. That's why everything happened how it happened. The fans controlled the whole narrative. They told my wife I said things that I never said because she don't know. She's on here reading comments. They saying things like, your husband said he never wanted to marry you. You had too many kids. I've never said those things. She reads the comment and believes I said it. So now she's spitting out more stuff. Oh, that motherfucker said this. Oh, that nigga this, that nigga that. Everything was controlled by the commenters. I know how to see the comments.
And we talked about that because when you're dealing with two creators or when you made your wife, somebody got to take the back seat or you got to keep it as a job. Like you cannot mix that with your relationship. Then it's no relationship. It's just like when you see these reality shows and you see these people that are married and that have been married a long time and now they introduce their marriage to the world. As soon as the reality show is over, the marriage is dissolved because you've now allowed everybody into your world. The reason they don't comment on my relationship like that is because guess what? It's not on the forefront. My relationship is not on the forefront. My husband is not a clout chaser. He doesn't want to be on the internet. And even if he did, I think that would probably be the end of our relationship, because I don't want to deal with somebody I don't want to deal with another creator. And I didn't marry that type of man. So that I was, you know what I'm saying? I didn't marry someone who wanted to be in the forefront. He is a very technical, nerdy guy, and we balance each other out.
Perfect.
You cannot have a healthy relationship like that when both of y'all are living in creatorship. And I think that this is sad that both of y'all are not willing to take accountability and look at yourselves from the inside without saying, oh, you did this, or you did this, or I did this for you. Because everything that you do, you made a choice to do. You made a choice to do it. It was not her fault.
Hey, I'm not going to sit here and say nobody put a gun to my head and made me get married. Then nobody put a gun to my head for me to take the back seat and push her forward.
Stop.
No.
See, you're doing that again.
This
That's very condescending.
No, this is out of me caring. And since I see a lot of women say, how can she make a man do when y'all don't understand when a man truly love a woman, man.
Because you're not in
we
just
put
because you
first, man,
no.
like all the tears and I mean, I can't speak for every other man, I can just speak for me. The tears and all of that, I don't even like to see my wife frowning. Like I'm coming in, she's frowning because I'm about to go do some work. I see them frowns like, baby, you good? No, I'm okay, but you're mad. Like I like to see that smile, and it'll make me sit the fuck down. Like, man, I may do that later.
But that's
like,
a perfect world. But that's living in a perfect world, and that's not living in reality. Not everybody's gonna smile all the time. Not everybody's always sad all the time. But if she's more sad than none, and you knew that before you got cancer, then that should have been addressed. Because it made it worse when you got sick.
No, it was addressed. I said, look, I need you to smile. Like,
even people just don't smile because you say smile.
But she does smile though, you know, when she's around her friends.
But is it a real smile, or is it something that she's using to cope with what's going on at the moment? But a true
smiling, every teeth, I get to see every tooth.
That's unrealistic. Come on now, like you asking somebody to pretend. That's not reality.
No, I'm telling you what I see. They don't ask her to smile. Ain't none of them smile for me. No. Like it's like I said, it's vice versa, man. Everybody not gonna be happy. Like there's so many marriages going on out here. Everybody not happy. It's if you gonna make the shit work or not. And I tried 6 years, did it, and I'm alive. Like I'm surprised I'm here.
Okay, well listen,
I'm very surprised that I'm here.
All right, so y'all can go on over and check out this interview, because I feel that me and you just gonna have to agree to disagree. I respect what you do. I think you're an amazing artist. I think you really changed the game of creators. There's really not nobody out here that don't know you. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's really unfortunate that you can't just take a step back to say, you know what? I can't tell you what I did wrong, but maybe I'm gonna take 2 weeks off of social media and just be with myself and meditate and figure out what did I do to contribute to the decline in my relationship and within myself. Because you letting your family go, that's a failure on your part too.
You let us go.
That's a failure on your part too. And listen, I'm exhausted talking to you for 45 minutes. I can't imagine what it's like with her talking to you.
It's not like this. She not coming to like that. She calling me bitches and shit. So the conversation probably wouldn't last.
I mean, if people are not emotionally controlled talking to you like that, I can see how they could easily be triggered to use things or use words that they feel is going to get a reaction out of you, because
why am I not like
they don't know how to dialogue with you, because it's always me with you. And I just came on here to tell you that I was not fully focused in that interview, and I understand wholeheartedly what my viewers were saying on TashaKLive.com. And so I was going to take this opportunity. I was going to take this opportunity to address that.
You only getting what you're getting because of the back and forth riffraff that happened. That's the only reason why they're doing that.
It's not that. It's not that. I did not hold you. I generalized the conversation between you and I. I didn't get this deep. It was very general. It was very surface, and it was very gold at the end of the rainbow. I want Briana to go home. But emotionally, I don't think anybody can take being around you right now until you look within.
And what is
I wouldn't want
to not be a creator, not be an entertainer or something? Is that what it is?
No, I'm an entertainer, but guess what?
That's what it's
I've managed to have a successful marriage for 17 years. My husband just married me a second time.
You know why?
I didn't even ask him to.
You know why?
I didn't ask him to. He surprised me with that.
Do you know?
Do you know why? Because I am a human being.
No,
Creators.
No, it's in the background. That's it.
What? No.
No, listen. We are two. Me and her both are masculine as hell. She wants to be the leader. She wants to be the king.
Do you know how physically exhausting it is to be with somebody that's in the limelight? Do you know? See, a lot of people, we like to diminish what people do that are behind the people that are in the limelight. My husband takes a lot of shit. He sees me go through a lot of shit. Emotionally, it could be, I'm so worried about me that sometimes I could probably forget about him, right? But because I take time for myself, I do therapy, I do meditation, I'm always reading self-help books, I'm always taking myself outside of myself, okay? To make sure that people around me aren't drained from what I have going on, building a career. And they're building it too, and it's a family business.
You just said that if he was out there like you, finito.
For him, it may not be a problem, but for me, it will be a problem because of the energy. Do you see how both of us right now are drained energy-wise? Like you a creator and I'm a creator, and I'm already drained 45 minutes on here talking to you.
And that's me and her. That's the reason why I said you would be the same way. This is her talking to me as well.
Okay, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I know why she feels the way that she feels. Because she is.
No, she said she made me, and I'm the one that had the 6 million followers. She tells me that she made me. This is the conversation that we're having.
That just sounds like somebody just calling you a bitch. That's like a clapback. That's like a your mama joke. You and her know the truth. I think it bothers you. It's like a ego thing, or you trying to prove yourself or validate yourself. Like you know she didn't make you. You know she didn't give you no career. So why does it bother you so much that she says that?
It doesn't.
Even though you know it's not true.
Why don't she say it? That's what I'm saying. It don't bother me. I'm cool. I'm like, okay, you made me. All right. That's what I say when she say it. I be like, all right, you made me. That don't bother me. Bitch, pussies, all that. I'm like, yo, why are you talking to me like that?
You remind me of somebody that I just cut loose. You do. You're very self-absorbed, and you're not gonna have any healthy relationships going forward if you don't know how to balance that, if you don't know how to turn it on and turn it off. Being a creator, there's a very good book that I read. It's called The War of Art. I read it all the time. And it helps you to balance creatorship, which means creating a schedule as a creator. Like, a lot of times we think we're creating around the clock, but we're not, because I give time to my kids, I give time to my husband, I give time to my friends, I give time to myself. But there's this block where I have between this hour and this hour where I'm creative, and then that creativeness I turn off and I go be human.
Yeah, it's good that you get the chance to do that, because like if she's constantly on her phone and social media just like I am. So that's why I said,
but guess what? You're the man of the house, and I'm tired of black men not assuming they fucking role. Whatever my husband says, and whatever you have, listen, maybe surround yourself with other black men who have a groundmanship in their household. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, whatever Shaq say, go.
Every woman
if my husband tells me right now, Tasha, get off the phone, that's not him being controlling. That's a lot of people will say that's being controlling. That's saying he wants me focused on something else that's causing.
That's you being submissive. If you actually listen to that, that's you being submissive.
That's not being. That is my best friend. That is my best friend. If he says, Tasha, I think it's time for you to get off the phone. You've been on it too long. It's draining you. That is my best friend. He is not He is telling me something that's helping me.
That means you really like him and love him. You see what I'm saying? You can't, I hear what you're saying, but that doesn't work with everybody, Tasha. Like, you know how many men will tell you the same thing I'm saying to you right now? Hey, babe, you can say it in a nice voice. Hey, babe, can you get out the phone for a little bit? Let's watch a movie or something. And it doesn't happen. What are you talking? Everybody's not like you, Tasha.
Okay, listen, there's plenty of women that are like me, because I surround myself with those kind of women, and I was raised by those kind of women. So
it's not like you too, Tasha. That's why I say you got to get to the real world. Everybody is not that type of person that will listen to authority, period. You know, you got some people you got to yell at. There's some men out here who are abusive and have to do dumb, abusive stuff to get them to listen. I'm not that. If you don't listen, you don't listen. You do what the hell you want to do. I'm not. I don't
Okay.
do
All right. Listen, we got 9
that.
minutes until the interview starts on unwindwithTashaK.com. I mean, not, I'm sorry, unwindwithTashaK YouTube. I'm about to get on my flight. My flight is boarding
When
right now, and so you got
I want to say,
go ahead. What's up?
when I
I
went
don't want
to
to miss my flight now.
I
Go
went to
ahead.
the place for this right here today. All those cops was in there talking about the same thing. All these men is going. It's a new thing now where a lot of women make these type of lies up just to keep the kid away from the guy because the guy don't want to be with him no more. It's the stats. Man, there was so many dudes in there, the same situation. They're going straight to these places and doing this because we live in a world where when a woman is mad at a man, I ain't saying all, I'm talking about the ones who are toxic like that. They mad at a man because that man don't want to be with them. They're going to hurt him some type of way. And the way they're going to hurt him is to take their kid away from them. They're going to file this paperwork, get a restraining order so you can't see your kid. They got to figure out a way to hurt you. And that's only men who are good men that want to be in their kids' lives. The ones who don't want to be in their kids' lives do not go through this. So from here, moving forward with my platform, I'm going to help the brothers because a lot of brothers don't get this talk. Like anything I go through, I try to help as many people as possible. And that's a lot of dudes that's going through this, and a lot of women don't care enough about us. They don't care about the situation at all. And y'all know it's a lot of men going through this stuff, man. Come on now. Where's
LaTruth, I feel that
the love for us?
that is so lame that you spit in that red pill, blue
It's
pill
the fact.
shit. And that's why most of those dudes are alone and by themselves because y'all don't want to take accountability into the dissolving of your relationships because y'all refuse to look within and figure out what y'all have done, okay, in order to contribute to the downfall of y'all relationship. And you are continuing to blame the women for the things that y'all go through. And that's bullshit. You guys can go ahead and watch the interview. LaTruth, I gotta go. I gotta catch a flight, okay? Listen, I love you, brother, and I wish you the best. And please don't go put no restraining order on her to be petty, okay? Let her. All right, I'll talk to you later. Y'all head on over to YouTube, okay? Bye.